Hi everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. I hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome to my channel. YouTube is being really crazy today. I don't know what is going on. Views are down, notifications aren't working. So if you are not receiving notifications, please make sure that you check my social media tabs. I update almost always on Facebook and Twitter. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram. 300 away now. Thank you guys so much for following me there. And once I have 10,000, I'll have swipe up, so I'll be able to post ahead of time. So please help me get there so that I can post to Instagram. I know a lot of you guys are there, and I have a big base of my followers on there as well. So if notifications aren't working for you, check there. This is a story that we have introduced a couple days ago, and we're going to continue to talk about because it is something that is very important to me. I am a survivor of the big R word. And as a survivor, I am a big advocate for speaking out against people that do these things to people and to women and to silencing us and not having us have a voice. I'm also someone that understands what happens when somebody of power or has more influence or say stature in your community can really make the person who has been the victim of the assault silenced. That happened to me, and so my heart is with these girls that are part of this case. It's a humongous case that we're dealing with R. Kelly. He is facing so many different charges in multiple states and in the federal government, and one of his girlfriends who had been with him for quite some time, Azriel Clary, she was featured on the recent documentary of Surviving R. Kelly. She was, I think second to the last episode, so episode 4, her story was featured about how she met him when she was 17 years old, and then subsequently was he cut her off from her family, isolated her, and she had been living with him and Joycelyn Savage, who is still with him. A couple days ago on Instagram, humongous dust up happened, and she actually had to call authorities who showed up, and she pressed charges against Joycelyn. Joycelyn pleaded not guilty, but is charged with a couple different misdemeanors for what happened on Instagram Live. Notably, Joycelyn's family was there and was able to see her in her holding cell right before she went in for her arraignment, so that's good news. And since all of this has been going down, Azriel has been taking to social media to speak out a little bit more, and her father, Angelo, has also been posting Instagram Lives to kind of share, his points of view. I had his entire Instagram Live videotaped or recorded, and I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Basically, he went live this morning and was talking about different bloggers and all kinds of different things that are going on, different stories that are being told, different narratives that are being said, and his interest in the story is making sure that his daughter is safe. Other people had been putting out information that he felt was putting her at risk, and he didn't like that. So, but then at the very end of the Instagram Live, he had a very pointed message to R. Kelly, basically telling him to F off, and that he knows that the law is coming for him, that things are about to get serious. People are going to put him away, and he's going to get what's coming to him by the law. And essentially telling people, we need to stop, dragging these girls and families and really support them rather than making them feel being re-victimized. And I should note that a lot of what he was talking about in the Instagram Live was related to another YouTube blogger named Tasha K, who's been doing an amazing job, by the way, of sharing the stories of all the different girls and their families. And she did an Instagram Live shortly after the dust up and basically said that Azriel was likely working with the federal government related to R. Kelly's case. And that's what Angelo took an issue with, because he felt like she was outing her indirectly calling her an informant, which then led to all these people calling Azriel a snitch. Tasha K did 2 live streams today where she cleared her side of it up. She and Angelo talked about things, and it was a miscommunication. But Tasha is also very passionate about making sure that R. Kelly is held accountable for what he's done and goes to jail and goes to prison for a very long time. So if you're not following her, it's, I think, with Tasha K is the channel. Yeah, I just actually subscribed. I hope someday I can talk to her. I'm such a small channel by comparison. She just went over 700,000 subscribers. And I tip my hat off to her hard work. She's been doing a lot of stuff. A lot of my subscribers, some of my subscribers actually let me know about her. I'd like to thank, I think it was Nicole. Nicole actually told me about her. Nicole is like, Nicole's one of my bestie subscribers. She's always in my DMs telling me about what's going on. And she's been following Tasha K for years. And so she told me to follow her. And so I have been. So thanks for the tip, Nicole. So since everything has gone down, Azriel has been sharing on Twitter, and she said, no one ever wakes up and says, today I'm going to be manipulated or taken advantage of or kidnapped. Those are things you just cannot control. I never thought me and victim would ever be in the same sentence because I too was in denial. But once you realize, you realize. So she's woken up and she's realized all of this. Now, from everything I'm understanding is when she was with R. Kelly, she was not allowed to actually watch TV and was not allowed to actually watch the first documentary. And after that documentary aired, he made Joycelyn and Azriel go and be interviewed by Gayle King. And she said on her Instagram Live that she lied in her interview with Gayle King because she had never seen the documentary and she had no idea that there were other women involved. During the documentary of the second part, she was reunited with her family and actually left the apartment that she shared with R. Kelly. However, she had still not really completely cut ties with him. And it wasn't until she saw this entire documentary and she realized that other women this had also happened. And she realized that she wasn't the only one. He had told her that like she was the only one, you know, like this wasn't something that was repeated. She didn't know that other women had been involved in any of this because again, when she met him, she was 17 years old. And when she realized there were other women like her, she realized at that point she had to get out and she had to tell her truth. So then on Instagram, she shared this photo and she said, this is my face after having White Castle with my dad. And I should note, she and her dad were this morning at an airport leaving. I think they were leaving Chicago. Not sure where they're going, probably back to where they live. And she looks like she's super happy, which is awesome. Like, it's so good to see a girl smiling like that, given everything she's been through. And then she also wrote, I just want people to embrace me, love me, and forgive me because I'm young and I just didn't know. Please do not crucify me for not being knowledgeable. I think that's fair. She had no idea. He definitely goes after a certain demographic, and he definitely knows that their naivete will play into his advantage because he can manipulate them very easily. So I would say I agree with you, Azriel. She said, I woke up today happy but torn. I didn't come to Chicago for Robert, only for Joy, whom he purposely separated us because he knew I'd try to make her go home. Please pray for Joy. This was just tough love so she can come to her own realization at her own timing. So she had gone back to Chicago to retrieve some of her stuff because her lease is up at Trump Tower. And that's when the altercation happened. She pressed charges. So obviously she was really sad about it. She even posted on Twitter that like she was really sad that that had to happen. But she really does hope that Joy will sort of come to all of this. So it's hard to leave, and if you are brainwashed like these girls are, it takes a lot to get out. And then what I really loved was that I said the other day, and I know this has nothing to do with me, but I just love to see this kind of support. I said on my live stream a couple days ago that given what she's been through, that it would just be so amazing if people just like showered her with like praise and love and like support, because it's super hard for her right now. So she was sharing all of these super kind like messages she had received from people, and she was like sharing them in her stories. I mean, she had so many of them in there, so many like uplifting, like, we believe you, we care about you, like, say your truth, free at last, it's your time to shine, like people praying for her, speak your truth, you've got this, we love you. I mean, so many like amazing messages like that. So it's amazing to see that a community is sort of like, going around her and like supporting her, because this is a really hard time for her. So one of the aspects that Tasha K talked about in her blog today was that She was under the impression, based on things that Angelo had said to her about how just wait, like the truth is all going to come out. And then Azriel's own statements on her Instagram live about how she contacted police and like sort of saying, I know where the bones are buried, made Tasha believe that she was probably working with the feds. Well, today TMZ actually reported that she has not been yet cooperating with the feds, and apparently, according to sources connected to her, she's scared to tell them the truth because she has lied to them repeatedly. And so because she's lied about things repeatedly, she's worried that she will not be taken seriously by them. But she does want to help in this case and wants to speak with them and help in any way that she can now that she has sort of woken up. So the things that make me happy to see here is, one, a documentary really helped her see the truth. So that tells you that journalism and, you know, doing this sort of work can help people come to a place where they see things differently than they not want to see, right? Second, it helped her leave. And that second, like, now that the family is reunited and she's with them, she has a much better, stable, like, support system. But she's going to need so much help. And I really hope that in the middle of all of this, she's also getting professional help to help her work through all of the trauma she's been put through. But I would say, if you're following the story, continue to send her love, continue to let her know that you support her and you are, you know, don't drag her. Like, nobody deserves to be dragged. Nobody deserves. I mean, she was 17 when she met him. She had no idea. And he's 53 years old, you guys. She's 22, 53. He's 31 years older than her. He knew exactly what he was doing. So I'm happy to see her smiling, and I'm glad to see that she's woken up, and it's going to be a long road for her, but we will continue to follow the story and keep you abreast of everything as it develops. So that's all I've got for now. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up before we go out, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you have not yet already. And always, if you haven't checked out my social media, it's down in the description. All right, thanks guys. Bye.